Ichigo, Ichigo, Ichigo. This chapter of Bleach, like, Ichigo's character, like, I always feel as though Kubo builds up Ichigo to a point where it's like, yo, I really feel like I can finally rock with Ichigo. I really feel like, yo, Ichigo's reached that point. And you even seen a lot of my reviews prior to this one where I was like, I'm really fucking heavy with Ichigo. Like, dude is fucking beast right now. This is what I wanted to see. I'm hyped. And then you see this chapter and I'm like, all that character progression. And I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. Ichigo is gonna get a second wind. He's gonna finally feel at some given point, oh yeah, you know, I could take this motherfucker out. And he's gonna go from what he felt in this chapter, that despair, it's over, and then he's gonna get back up, yeah, I'm a badass motherfucker, that never happened, I'm a beast. And it's like, that's one of the annoying things about Ichigo. One of the annoying quirks about his personality is that he will be in complete and utter despair on the floor crying on some full-bring arc Ichigo shit, and then he's gonna get back up, and once he feels like he can do something, he's gonna try and fight and be like a beast and all this other shit. And it's like, you cannot do that. You're supposed to have a happy medium. That's what makes people dislike a character, and I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Like, this chapter Bleach, if I wanted to sum it up in a very short summary, it's basically 20 pages of Ichigo and Uryu taking ass whippings and lectures. Like, that's really what it felt like, because Yhwach was pounding on Ichigo, fucking him up, Uryu getting his ass whipped by Hash Brown. Yes, we're still calling him Hash Brown. And it was just kind of like, yeah, there's some explanations, like, you know, there was some decent bits to the chapter, but overall it's kind of like. And another thing, a lot of people are saying this is innovative. Like, you've never seen the main character and the final boss get fucked up beyond belief and shit like that. And to a certain degree, in a sense, it's like, okay, yeah, we never really have, in a sense of like Super Saiyan Goku and then immediately Frieza just pounds him to the ground or things of that nature. But nonetheless, it's like, that's not a good thing. And we've seen, in a certain sense, of, you know, one of the big bosses fucking somebody up for chapter upon chapter, episode upon episode. I mean, again, okay, you go back to Goku versus Frieza. Before he went Super Saiyan and shit like that, Goku got fucked up beyond belief by Frieza. Go to Yu Yu Hakusho, Yusuke versus Sensui. He got his fucking ass stomped until he went Mazuku. And even, and I take it back, it wasn't innovative, because even when he went Mazuku, it wasn't until Ryzen stepped in and said, yo, let me show you how to rock this power, bro. And then he took out Sensui. So in a sense, no, that ain't even innovative because it's been done before. So for the people making the excuse, but no, this is never, no, it's been done before, okay? Just with better taste. It was done in a lot better fashion, because it's like, he just went Bankai, and then the next chapter he's saying it's over. Like, what? A couple of tidbits that we did get in this chapter is, I think to a certain degree, Yhwach, what he can do is he can only change his fate. Not necessarily the entire course of the battle, but he can change what he is going to do to change his own fate. Like, it's not that he can, oh, make things appear and disappear in the future and shit like that. He can know what's going to happen to him and then, you know, basically avert the disaster from happening to him. So in a sense, if Ichigo, let's just say, just starts, I don't know, stabbing the shit out of Orihime, I don't think necessarily Bach can do anything, because it has nothing to do with him, and obviously Ichigo's not going to do that. I'm just saying an example. Like, I don't think necessarily he could change the events of what's going to happen to other people. As if Ichigo comes towards him, that he can avert it. And then we even got a little bit of Haschwald and Uryu's powers in this one, that basically they almost seem similar in a sense. It's basically like Haschwald can balance things out. Like, if there's going to be misfortune, he could change it to like, okay, that's not my misfortune, that's somebody else's, to kind of balance things out. And then Uryu's is basically the same. It's basically like he can revert something from happening to him and bring it back to somebody. So it almost felt like I was reading, oh, it's the same power, just explained in a different way and having a different name. And the small subtleties, and I'll give Kubo this, it seems as though he gives small subtleties, and he's been kind of dropping them him and there, about Haschwald kind of wanting Bach to fall. Like, why would he tell Uryu immediately, like, that's a perfect counter to His Majesty? Like, the way he's saying it, like, he's keeping up the disguise, but I still honestly feel as though he's, again, even back to the fight with Baz B, Haschwald versus Baz B, you can see that back in the day, he really wasn't fond of Bach either. I think he's just really playing it up very well, like, hey, Bach, you know, I love your nuts, man, we're gonna be BFFs forever. Meanwhile, he's really just trying to take him down. So why else would he, I mean, then again, it is Bleach, sometimes they say the stupidest shit, like, you shouldn't explain your powers, like, who do you should have shut the fuck up, then he wouldn't know. But then again, maybe Haschwald does know, because he knows everything. But anyway, bottom line is, I think that Haschwald is still on the path to trying to take down Yhwach, and that's why he told Uryu, hey, you know, you're a great counter to His Majesty, even though he's still beating the fuck out of Uryu in the process. It's like, he's keeping up this lie very well, if he is indeed trying to be the Gin to Yhwach's Aizen. And with all that being said, honestly, Ichigo's character definitely felt yet again it regressed in this chapter, and they just were getting their asses kicked. It was like, it was an okay, average-ish chapter and shit like that. Like, it builds up that the villain is very credible, but Yhwach is too credible. He's too overpowered. Like, no matter what you do at this particular point, you definitely need Aizen. You definitely need a lot of people to really take him out, and it still kind of feels like, how do you counter this? I think Kubo, to a certain degree, wrote himself into a corner because he made Bach too OP. But let me know what you thought about this chapter. First of all, did you feel the little subtle hints that yet again Hoshwald is kind of setting things up because he wants to take Yhwach down? It's just that he's really showcasing a big front and fucking up Uryu. And also, what do you think about Ichigo's character when he said it's over after getting his ass handed to him time and time again throughout this chapter by Yhwach? And how do you think he's gonna get out of this? Obviously, it's not gonna be the end of Bleach. Yhwach wins and takes over everything. How do you think Ichigo's gonna counter it? I think Aizen's gonna show up with his chair, start dry humping the chair and say, hey, I'm here, I'm gonna beat your ass, bruh. And the overall thoughts of the chapter. Again, honestly, I'd say it was average to fine, somewhere around, I don't know, 5.5, maybe a 6, pushing it. But Ichigo, please stop. I want to be excited about you. I want to be like you're a dope character, so stop the BS. And Kubo, I don't know how you're gonna write yourself out of this one, bro. You in a corner. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.